this project. And we have homes on the pool. So the concept here is you have, from your backyard, you can actually enter the swimming pool pretty much like that. You would now be in the pool from your backyard. So that's for some of the homes. And those that didn't have the pool homes have plunge pools on the rooftop. One of the other things that we focused on was privacy. If you look at the way the plan is set out, on the top you see a curved road. That curved road has homes only on one side, so that's a single loaded driveway. If you look at the lower road, you'll see most of the homes don't have a home opposite it. So that again takes into account privacy, which is extremely important for this profile of high-end customer. So we said the kind of customer that we have to deal with is somebody who probably travels around business class, at least for business, stays in great hotels, gets great service, and therefore we need to factor those kind of things into the overall product. And privacy, I think, is one of those areas. Now we could have easily taken a central driveway, put homes on either side. It would have been far more efficient. It would have saved us a lot of money, but it didn't make, we felt that it's better to kind of give the privacy, and for another reason, which I'll talk about in a second, we did the road network in this manner. Now the main driveway is 40 feet wide. 40 feet is the width of Boat Club Road. That's the internal driveway as the main driveway in the project. So we also created this loop road, which I talked about, and it goes around in a circle. And the reason that we did that is we thought about, suppose you need maintenance on the road sometime. What happens if you have maintenance going on the road and there is some kind of a crisis for some family in one of the houses which is further behind? How does the ambulance actually get there? So these are kind of important things that we need to think about. And so as we were kind of developing this, we said the loop road makes a lot of sense, even though it costs much more. In case a fire engine needs to go, if one road is blocked for any reason, they can use the other street and reach all the way around to the back and come out all the way around. So we've taken that into account. I like this part. At this site, at this project, you will never see a sign saying visitor parking not allowed, visitor parking prohibited, visitor parking outside. Because we have, apart from street side parking, we have parking for visitors for about 40 or 50 cars. Which means for a home this size, if you're entertaining about 30 people, you have 15 cars, 3 families can entertain people on any given day. That's not counting street side parking. So visitor parking has been taken care of. So as we kind of move on and you look at the entrance, this then would be the entrance. So welcome to Isle Royale, and I'll talk about this logo a little bit as we get closer to the end. As you would drive in, this is the 40-foot driveway. You see the apartments in the background. So the homes on the right are what we call the semi-detached villas. Now these are a little bit different from a typical row house. Because for a row house, what happens is from the front of the row house to the back of the row house, you have a common wall. Right? Here what we did is, we've cut pockets in and we've put gardens inside. So really it's only a kitchen wall which is touching. So it's not fully detached. So we call it semi-detached because it conveys that it's a different type of product. And this is a front view of the semi-detached villas. The next product that we have here are what we call twin villas. Now these are larger. The semi-detached were about 3,500 square feet. The twin villas are about 5,500 square feet. So these are the more premium, the larger ones. These come with a plunge pool on the top terrace for the ones which are not directly entering into the swimming pool. So these come with a plunge pool. They also come planned with an elevator. So again, grandeur of a home which is 5,500 square feet. We felt that let's put an elevator in there as well. So that's been planned. That's an evening view of the same thing. So moving on, taking a look at the clubhouse. This is a view over the water. So what you see in the background with the green wall is a clubhouse. Clubhouse will house a gym with pretty high-end equipment. It also has a squash court. Now, the reason we went and put in a squash court and the project also has a tennis court is, typically if you look at it, most projects have features and amenities which many people can use at the same time. So a gym, for example, a basketball court, for example, a volleyball court, for example. A table tennis table gets used by less people, but it consumes a lot less space. But we said, because this is such a low density development, right, and we actually did the calculation that if two people are playing a game of squash, it typically lasts 20 minutes. So we did all the analysis and said, yes, this is a project where you can actually provide a squash court, because of the density being low. So this is a view of the pool. It's a 3-tiered pool, so you'll see the layers in the pool. This is exactly how it will be built. And then this is the apartment section at the rear of the project. The little highlighted line that you see around is the boundary of the forest. Now what we also have is we've got permission from the forest department to have an entry gate to enter the forest directly from our site. So people who want to take a walk, you want to go hiking, you can actually go out and go into the forest for whether for a run or whether for a walk. They actually have, I was surprised, they actually have a watering hole where animals come, drink water, in a typical watering hole kind of concept. And we're getting involved to kind of upgrade that, could maybe create a few more, because the site actually has peacocks that come and go off the property. So that's the kind of animal life that we have there. So clearly it's something that we feel that it's a huge advantage as far as the property is concerned. And that's the view of the apartment building. This has got 2 apartments on the floor, and there's 15 floors in this block. So moving on to the specifications, and I'm just going to talk about just a couple of things here, because if you're looking at buying, I don't know, say you want to buy a BMW, they don't tell you that you're going to get airbags, right? That's standard. So I'll just talk about some of the features. There's a lot of things that, if you're providing these kind of things, that go standard. So I'll just talk about some of the features. Imported marble, security systems with the video door phone, with the connection to the security guard area, Wi-Fi, video camera access possibility if you want it. So all that planned around security, CB fittings by Cludy, iPad controlled Wi-Fi homes. Today this is kind of now par for the course. Those of you who've seen Trinity Towers, you've seen what we've done there with this. So you can control 5 of your appliances, you can control your curtains with your iPad if you want. You can have security surveillance, play music in different rooms. It's all done. And the show home actually has it available for you to see. Kitchen top is Korean. All homes come fully air conditioned. Home automation is provided, and there's Toto sanitary ware. So I'm not talking about stainless steel railings, glass railings. I'm not talking about those things. Those are standard. I'm not going to talk about what paint it is. It's clearly at a totally different level. It goes with the rest of the product offering. So and here's some interesting stuff. This is exciting. This is interesting. Some of you might find this really boring. Most customers hate this. Yeah, but this is the thought that we've put in into what we do. So we decided, let's give individual homes an underground water tank. Each one should have his own underground water tank. And so then we said, okay, how will you pump the water? So the consultant says, it's easy, we'll put a hydro-pneumatic pump, no problem. I said, okay. And what happens if it fails? No answer. But what happens if it fails? And Murphy's law is, the time it will fail is when the guy has to come out with his towel with shampoo in his hair, right? And say, hey, pump band ho gaya. Right? So we decided, let's provide a backup pump, a standby pump. So each home doesn't only come with its own underground tank, they have their own hydro-pneumatic pump, and they come with a backup standby pump as well. Right? When we talk about the gensets, here's an interesting statistic. Kharadi side of town, every month, on an average, we lose power for about 18 hours in a month. Baner side of town, every month we lose power for about